Good morning, everyone. My name is Father Kyle Tietz. Today we continue our reading in the first reading of Hosea, one of the prophets of Israel. And yesterday, Father Allen reflected a little bit about the main problem with the Israelites, people of God at this time, is that they were looking and giving credit not to the God of Israel, but to other gods who maybe they had prayed for or turned to, and forgotten all the things that the God of Israel had done for them. And so that theme kind of continues today. But we hear in a very beautiful way some paternal imagery of God. God like a parent, God like a father, looking after young child Israel and having raised this child and now feeling very pained to see Israel turn away from him. And so we hear in the scriptures, "Thus says the Lord, when Israel was a child, I loved him. Out of Egypt I called my son. But the more I called, the further they went away." And then later on, they use this analogy of walking. God says, "Yet it was I who taught Ephraim to walk, who took them in my arms. I drew them with human cords. I fostered them like one who raises an infant to his cheeks. Yet though I stooped to feed my child, they did not know that I was their healer." So sort of this painful imagery that the Lord gives of like a father loving this child, pouring himself into it, teaching the child how to walk, giving food, protecting the child, and now the child has turned away. Israel has turned away. So in this we see this kind of image of God kind of pained from this response of Israel. But a very beautiful image as well that continues especially in the New Testament when God is revealed as Father by Jesus. And the first part there, Israel was a child, I loved him. Out of Egypt I called my son. This refers back first to the exile, the escape from Egypt when the Israelites were freed from slavery in Egypt. But later on in the Gospel of Matthew, when Jesus, Mary, and Joseph have to flee from the persecution, they go down to Egypt, and then they're called back to the land of Israel. And this line from Hosea is used as well. So this paternal imagery of God the Father watching over his children Israel, desiring that they turn back to him. It's a good image for us, brothers and sisters, because at times we too turn away from the Lord. And to think all the things that the Lord has done for us. When we were children, he gave us life. He brought people into our lives to take care of us and to raise us and given us many good gifts. But at times we turn away from him, and this hurts God. This brings pain to the heart of Jesus. And so, like the God of Israel, we're called back once again to the Lord. And so as we hear these words of the prophet Hosea, they speak not only to the people of Israel, but to all of us. May we turn back to the Lord who has given us such good gifts. May we turn back to the God of Israel who calls us his beloved children. And we give thanks to God for all the graciousness he has poured upon us, all the care as a loving Father he has given us. God bless you. Have a great day.